So I'm going to give the usual presentation, giving you an update on the variety release program, but there's a few new things to take note of. So part of SPG's strategic plan is to boost profitability through increasing yields of pulse crops. So this involves two strategies. One is reducing agronomic constraints, and the other is through maximizing yield potential through the adoption of higher yielding crops. So this shows some of the trends in, for instance, in yellow pea. Now, Tom already gave a very good presentation on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But the interesting things is that CDC Meadow does continue to be the dominant variety, but we are seeing positive trends. So there is now decreases in some of the old varieties, such as Meadow and Golden and a few others, as we see increase in some of the new varieties such as Inca and Spectrum, and also AAC Chrome and CDC Lawachko are just emerging, and we can see those are starting to pick up. So, you know, these are the kind of things that we want to see that continue to happen, so that we can see an overall yield increase in pulse production or yield per acre. And we see a similar thing in green peas. CDC Striker dominated in 2016, but it continues to decline and is now only at 7.7% of green pea acres. So we'd like to see that continue to change. Varieties such as CDC Razor and CDC Limerick show some decline, but acres still remain. And I think some of this popularity is due in part to positive acceptance by processors. The dominant variety in 2021 was CDC Forest, which shows a sharp increase due largely to its better yield. So how can we continue to try and promote the uptake of higher yielding varieties? One of the things that's new for 2022 is that SPG is launching a variety showcase. So we would like to partner with you to promote higher yielding varieties by having select seed growers grow large plot or strip trials of key varieties. For 2022, we'll be focusing on peas and lentils. We have one location already for southern Saskatchewan, and we'll be looking for a location in central or north part of the province. In doing this, the seed costs would be covered, as well as a payment provided to run the trial. Plots would be signed and a tour would be planned for midsummer. So we hope that if anybody is interested, let us know, and we'll be probably reaching out to some of you to see if you're interested in participating in this. Another new initiative was a variety campaign that was launched by SPG in 2021. And this was again promoting high yielding varieties. Varieties with certified seed available for 2022 were selected, and the variety campaign included a printed ad along with targeted radio, newspaper, and social media ads. And if you'll notice, this wasn't just limited to varieties from the CDC, it was just simply looking at those high yielding varieties that are available that can help, again, increase yields overall. So variety signage is not new. We've been doing this now for quite a while. Just to remind you that signs will once again be provided at no cost with your breeder seed purchase. The goal is to promote adoption of higher yielding varieties by allowing people to see how they perform on a field scale production as they drive by in a specific geographic location. Tom did a very good summary of the new varieties for release in 2022. So the first one that he talked about was the yellow pea 5296-2. So this is a very high yielding yellow pea that yields equivalent to the highest yielding varieties by either AFC or CDC. It offers good standability, seed characteristics, and improved disease resistance. Now, seed supplies are limited, and this was largely entirely due to the impact of the drought on breeder seed production in 2020. So we only have 111 bags of this variety, but hopefully, you know, we can get as many of you as possible to have some seed of this. And he talked about the variety CDC Rider, again, a high yielding green pea with yield similar to CDC Forest in the south. Very good standability, improved disease resistance, and good seed characteristics. Now, again, we have low seed supply, only 71 bags available. And again, due to the drought, because in both of these cases, this was second year of breeder seed production. We just wanted to, you know, we were hoping to double the amount that, you know, we'd had from 2020 production, and the drought took a real toll on it. So it is limited. So for other varieties of peas, we the seed of the two new peas is limited. So that's Tollefson and Hickey, again, because of low seed production in 2021. So it's anticipated there'll be no seed available for late orders, and that demand will exceed supply. So, you know, encourage you to get your orders in early so that you can be considered for to receive seed. So in lentils, seed of the lentil varieties that were released in 2021, CDC Grim and CDC Jiminy, are also very limited, again, due to drought impact on production. As with peas, the seed of the older and recently released lentil varieties should be sufficient, with the exception of CDC Nimble and CDC Green Star. If you're interested in replenishing seed of these varieties, make sure you get your order in prior to the deadline. For chickpeas, similar story with the ones that were sold out last year. So that particularly for CDC Pasqua, there's only 4 bags available. So unfortunate that we won't be able to get very much of that seed out to people. And faba bean and dry beans. So there's still a lot of seed of the white flowered 010 faba bean, CDC 219-16. And just as mentioned earlier, this is the last of the non-low Visine convisine varieties to be released by SPG. And we still have a fair bit of breeder seed of CDC Blackstrap, the black bean, if anyone is interested in getting some of that. So just a bit about the seed order package, same as last year. It will again be provided on online format, which has a fillable form along with the invitation letter and the updated policy and procedures. So just have to enter the number of bags that's requested by variety and hit enter, and the cost and deposit required will automatically be calculated and filled. And once all the seed orders are entered, the bottom section showing the total amount owed and deposit will be automatically calculated. Application deadline this year is February 11th at 5 p.m. and that's on a Friday. So please keep that in mind when you're putting in your order. As for last year, we will reply with a confirmation as soon as we receive your order. Now note that without having received that confirmation, if the order is not received by SPG, no seed will be allocated. So let us know if you've submitted an order and haven't received confirmation that we got your order. As a reminder, please note that varieties with PBR 91 have been sublicensed to marketing agents for sales outside of Saskatchewan. A list of varieties assigned to each seed company is listed in the policy and procedures document. So if you're interested in selling seed outside of Saskatchewan, but within Canada, make sure you contact the appropriate organization, and that so that royalties can be collected and returned to SPG. Varieties that were released last year in 2021 and again this year are still pending due to limited seed supply. So those will likely have to wait another year, unfortunately. And again, reminders about international distribution. No seed can be sold internationally except through a licensed agent that has international marketing rights. And as you sell seed, any purchaser of pulse varieties must be informed of this limitation. Very important. We have extended the time between release of a variety until surrendering it for international distribution. Used to be 2 years, and now we have not surrendered anything for international distribution since 2016. So from 2017 to current, all those varieties are still only for within Canada. Clearfield lentils, as you know, you must sign the Clearfield section of the form for Clearfield lentils to have a signed Clearfield commitment. So that's very important there. We've had a number of market classes that have been tendered out and exclusive tenders. 3 of these are going to expire at the end of April. So these include the slow to darken white mountain pinto beans, green cotyledon lentil, and the Spanish brown lentil. For the green cotyledon lentil, we will be again asking for a potential for a tender situation, but it will be quite different in that it'll be non-exclusive, again royalty free, and but within a closed loop, and that can anytime starting May 1st of 2022. We do have breeder seed of the most recent variety, CDC QG. Oh, that should be QG4. My apologies. So this has improved yield over recent varieties, about 15% higher for varieties within this market class, and has a green marbled or French green seed coat. So we will be launching an RFP shortly. There's still work to do on this, on the market for this, but if somebody feels they'd like to tackle this, it will be available. The red cotyledon pea, this is part of a non-exclusive closed loop sub-license as well. There's only been one sub-licensee to date, and that's XBT Grain, but it is still open to anyone who might be interested. And I just wanted to let people know about the Saskatchewan Seed Growers Interactive Seed Guide, which is new for this year. They have launched this interactive seed guide to search for pedigreed seed. This new tool allows users to tailor their search by area, crop type, and traits, and generates a report that shows the varieties best suited for their regional growing conditions, as well as additional information about the varieties. From this report, a variety can be selected to show the breeder, distributor, and pedigreed seed growers who have certified seed available, along with a geo-reference map. So I think it's going to be a really valuable tool for seed growers and for growers. And that is the end of my presentation. Fill this out. There we go. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out either to myself or to Shell Gore or any of today's speakers. And I'd just like to give a big thank you to all of our speakers who attended today, and for all the information that they shared with us, and also to all of you who took the time to join us today and take part in this meeting. We can once again hope that next year we can meet in person. It seems to be a message that we hear over and over, but let's keep hoping.